Harry, we're in Luke chapter 11, verse 1 today. It says this: One day Jesus was praying in a certain place. When he finished, one of his disciples said to him, Lord, teach us to pray, just as John taught his disciples.
Lord, teach us to pray. The disciples admired the connection Jesus had with his Father. When you pray, Justin, who do you pray to?
Yeah, I also pray to the Father.
Yeah, so that stays the same. Jesus prayed to the same Father as we do. So that hasn't changed. What did Jesus pray for? And my guess would be wisdom, obedience, courage, and to do the Father's will. That was his goal in life. And I think that's actually not bad for today. Did God the Father answer Jesus' prayers, and why? And yes, because they both had the same goals and desires. Changing the topic, is that how it's done today? When our society prays because of a sad event, they pray, to whom it may concern, please hear our prayer. Something bad has happened and we want you to know. If you're listening, please do something. So what is prayer actually? Is it like a street beggar looking for a handout? Is that not how we visualize God today? A bit like Santa Claus. Make your list and see what happens. God is rich, we are poor. That is what God is for. Our governments have trained our society to be dependent. Everyone gets paid, work or no work. We all deserve to be fed and cared for. 100 years ago, it was completely opposite. Even the pagans with their idols made offerings to their gods and shrines to receive a blessing. No one ever went to their God empty-handed. So why did Cain and Abel make an offering to God? To thank him. Why did Abram, Isaac, and Jacob make offerings? Why did Abram offer up his son? Why did the Israelites worship God? So what is worship today? Music to please us and money for God. Is that what Jesus asked for? What about deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me? That is what Jesus did for his Father and for us. He did everything to please the Father. Now he was free to pray. Father loved the Son's obedience. Does the Father love our obedience to Jesus? If we have a surrendered life to Jesus, now we too can pray. Not only that, our prayers will be received and answered. Luke 20:9 and 10. Could you read that?
Yeah, it says he went on to tell the people this parable. A man planted a vineyard, rented it to some farmers, and went away for a long time. At harvest time, he sent a servant to the tenants so they would give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. But the tenants beat him and sent him away empty-handed.
Yeah, they sent the servant away empty-handed. This is the parable that Jesus taught about the tenants in the vineyard. The owner tries to collect the rent. We too are tenants in God's vineyard. Are we paying the rent, and how are we doing that? If not, how can we expect God's favor?
So what is the solution to all this, do you think, Harry? What do you think, if you can narrow it down to one key things, what would you say it is?
Yeah, it's obedience to his to the will of the Father. A relationship is the
That's a
big
good
thing.
one, yeah.
Yeah, the relationship that if we are well connected, if yeah, just like in any favors within a relationship between friends or whatever, yeah, you can help each other, and that's what
Mm,
and our relationship with God, with Jesus, is obedience to his will. Jesus tells us to teach everybody to be obedient to my teachings. And if we're obedient to his teachings and we're walking with him, then yes, our prayers will be answered. He wants to answer our prayers. But if we don't have that relationship, the concept of how things are done in our society today, that everybody deserves everything, that's what we're familiar with today, but that's certainly not what Jesus teaches. And it's really foreign to him, and nothing good happens if we don't have the proper connection.
all right, right on. Thanks a lot for this, Harry.
Thank you.